Welcome back to Kat's Book Corner, where we talk about all things book and bookish. Today is part 2 of Reread, or Burn, and I am really excited. This one I think should have maybe one round longer than the previous one, so this might be like a couple minutes longer than the last one, which is fine. I'm fine with that. And I forgot to post my extra video last week, so I'll post it tomorrow. So you'll get 2 videos this week. So that'll be fun. And these will be the last 2 in this dorm for a bit. Because I'm going home for the summer. So we'll be back in my room, which will be nice because I like my room. But, yeah, hopefully the camera doesn't give out this time. So let's get into it. Starting with... Deep Blue, which is a book about mermaids. It's a little younger, which is fine. I can read younger books. They're fine. It's for... I'm pretty sure my sister might actually like it if she likes books. But she doesn't, so I don't think she'll like it. But if she liked books, it's kind of around her age. Which is fine. Like, I can read younger books in the movie kind. But it's about, like, coming together with a prophecy sort of thing. So those are always fun. But yeah, it was different. I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite. I think it was like in the 3-4 range. Ooh, Daughter of the Siren Queen. I love this one. This was going to be a 4.5, and then there was something that happened in it that, it surprised me. It would have been a 5 as much as I would have hated it if they completely stuck to what they did. Okay. Slight spoiler for that. They shot this little girl in the head. And if she died, it would have been a 5-star because, like, that came out of nowhere. But she survived, which was great because I was really happy that she survived because she's really cute and stuff. But, like, if they committed to that, it would have been a 5-star. But it was a 4.75 and it was really good. I really liked it. I liked how we got more connection with Aloysia Ridden and, like, the crew. It was fun. Then Goblet of Fire, which I don't love. It's very much in the middle of all of the Harry Potter books. Now, I have a way to make that would have made it so much better because I absolutely hate that literally almost every single Slytherin is a bad guy. I don't like it. Like, yeah, we have Snape, but I don't like him because he's a bully. And he bullies children. So he's not really a good person. He may have good intentions, but he's not a good person. Then we have Slughorn, who does things for not good reasons. He does it for his own selfish interest. Like, and then we have Regulus, which I wish we got more of Regulus because he's a good Slytherin. Like, the only good Slytherin we actually have. So I wish I got more of Regulus. But, what would have made it better is if, instead of Cedric, a Slytherin won and put their name in the cup. I think I've talked about this theory before because I really like it. A Slytherin put their name in the cup and they got to be champion along with Harry. Harry, because he's a good person, would tell the other champion because he knows that every other champion knows about the dragons. So he'd tell them. And Slytherins, because they don't like to be in debt to anyone, would tell him about the egg. And then they would get to the graveyard at the same time. Voldemort wouldn't care. He would still kill a Slytherin. It doesn't matter. As much as he says it matters, it doesn't matter to him. And it would give us more Slytherins on our side. We could probably get even some of them on the DA, which would have been so much better. But no. So it annoys me. So I think I'll burn that one. And then I would rewrite Deep Blue. Probably make it a little longer because it was kind of short. So, and then reread Daughter of the Siren Queen because it was good. I really liked it. And moving on to round 2. We've got Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood. Now, this is the first Crescent City book, and I should put this out there. I am postponing my reading of Crescent City for a bit. I want to try and read ACOTAR and Throne of Glass before I get back into Crescent City, and I'll probably reread this book before I continue. But it was good. It follows Bryce and Hunt, following like the murder of Bryce's best friend. So it's like murder mystery with like magic. It's urban fantasy, which means we're like they have like clubs and phones and all that type of stuff. Like, but it's still fantasy. Like there's like fae and like all that stuff. So I liked it. It was a little boring in the beginning, but like as soon as we got kicking, it got kicking. So I'll probably reread it because I don't remember too much. But I don't know if that'll be my actual reread, but I do need to reread it at some point. Yeah, it's not going to be my reread because this is Iron Flame, which I think is my favorite of the Empyrean. And everyone says they don't like this one, but I really, really enjoyed this one. It was really, really good. I really liked it. Especially with the torture scene and Liam and the whole ending and Sloane and just so good. I loved it so much. Such a good one. I really, really liked this one. I think this one's my favorite. It goes Iron Flame, Onyx Storm, Fourth Wing. They're all 5 stars, obviously, but like I think I like Iron Flame the most. And to be fair, I do agree with a lot of people. Like, not much does happen in this book. A lot happens in the last bit of the book, but not a lot happens like in the first half, which is fine. Like, I don't particularly care. Like, I liked all of the issues and like relationship issues got solved between Violet and Xaden because they always have the same problem. But like, it was good. I liked it. Oh, this is extra hard. This is Fourth Wing, which is another one of my 5 stars. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I guess that means I'm going to have to burn House of Earth and Blood. Because I can't burn the other 2. So, I guess I'll burn that one. And that means I guess I will rewrite Fourth Wing, which I don't know what I would change. Because everything kind of seemed necessary. Maybe, I don't know. I literally have no clue. Like, all of it's fine. But I guess I'll have to rewrite it. And I'll reread Iron Flame because it's my favorite. So I'll reread that one. So that one was hard because I liked all of those books, but 2 were 5 stars, so I couldn't burn them. Okay, moving on to number 3. Crave, which is a very, very cheesy vampire love story. I mean, there's other things that happen in it, but like it's a very cheesy vampire love story. And it's cheesy. It's predictable. It's like you can basically tell what's going to happen. But it's a very good palate cleanser book. Like, I enjoyed it. It was very cheesy, very cringy. It was nice. Every once in a while, you need one of those books. Imposters. Oof. This one is... it's an okay story. It follows twins. I mean, of course, you only get one perspective of the twins. You only get one twin, but, like, it does follow twins. And, like, you get all of, like, their stories and stuff. Like, and, like, I had this question the time I read the book. There's so much, like, trauma in this book for, like, the twins that I want to know how it got put as a kid's book. Because this is a kid's book. This book is, like, for, like, 6th grade to 8th graders, which I don't know how, because there's a lot of stuff that seem very adult that are in this book, like the PTSD and like the trauma of the twins and like the way that they are. It seems very older than it should be, but it's a good book. Like, I liked that part. Well, maybe it's because when you're older, you can catch these things, and as a kid, you can't really catch them. But yeah, and it has like my favorite ending of a book where like she's like, and I'm so steadfast, and like the look of recognition on his face is just, oof, it's good. I like it. Okay, and then we've got The Night Lives On, which is a nonfiction book about the Titanic. I had this book for a while. I just haven't read it for a while because I got it when I was in my like Titanic phase, where I read so many Titanic books. I still have so many. If you go back, and I think a couple of videos ago when I'm in my house, and I give you like a kind of tour of my bedroom with all my books, you can see like I have a big bucket next to my bed that has Titanic books, Marvel books, D&D books. Like, it has all those books that aren't really books just in that little area. I used to have more, but I got rid of a bunch when I like kind of grew out of the phase. Like, there are so many reports that I did about the Titanic. Like, I got this book right near the end of that phase, so I never really read it, but I read it I think 2 years ago, and it was all right. I didn't hate it, but I'm not really like that type of person anymore, and I don't really read nonfiction that much anymore. So I guess I'll burn this one and rewrite Crave, although I don't know what I would change. Maybe making it less predictable, but like that was sort of its charm, so I don't know. And then I would reread Imposters, which I'm thinking about giving it to my sister for a bit, because I think she might actually like this one. Like, there's so many books that I have that are like in her reading level that I think she would like if she enjoyed reading, but she doesn't enjoy reading, so I don't know if like because the plot is like really good, and I think she'd like it if she gave it a chance, but she doesn't really like to read, so I don't know. But maybe I'll get back to you on that. So, on to number 4. The Deathly Hallows, which I like this book. As I said before, I wish there was a way to rank them differently, because as a kid, this would have been a 5-star. And I can't put it lower because it has memories attached to it. But it's not a 5-star anymore. Like, there's so much I would love to change about this book. I would love to change so much about it. Like, the Slytherins, obviously. Making sure that there's more in the battle. Or making sure that, I don't know, like, just there's so much I would love to change about this book. But it's fine. Just not one of my favorites anymore. Flamecaster. I don't remember much of this book. I do know it is the sequel series to The Demon King, which I remember more. So I'll probably reread this eventually when I finish the Demon King series, because I want to try and read it like after. Like, I already know something, and it's kind of annoying because, okay, spoilers for Flamecaster. And I guess for like the ending of Demon King, like that series, because I read the book, so I know some things. Obviously, they get married, the characters from the Demon King, and they have kids, and then he's just killed, which I don't like, because he was my favorite character in the Demon King, but he's killed. And then his son goes like on a journey, and he gets like into this kingdom who have been hunting his family, and like he meets this girl, and like they have like this little whirlwind romance, and like the girl realizes she has powers, and like she escapes the prison. It's like, it's really good. I liked it. I can't remember much. Like, I remember like the first chapter and the last chapter. I don't remember the middle. Okay, and A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. He follows Pip, who's doing like her like, I think it's one of her like high school reports on like the murder that happened in her city. And like she interviews a bunch of people who were suspects and stuff. She interviews the suspect's brother, Ravi, who is really nice. And like they're like, we don't think your brother did this. And like they're coming to figure out who actually did it. And I can't remember. I think this is the one I didn't catch. because I read a bunch of mystery books around this period. Because I read this, I think, in December 2 years ago. And I read another book in January that year. Like, they were both thrillers. And one of them I called and one of them I didn't. I can't remember which one. But I think it might have been this one. I don't think I called this one. I think I called the first suspect. Like, the one you think it is. And then I didn't call who it actually was. So, I think that was it. So, but I liked it. It's a 5-star for me. So, I will reread that one. I will rewrite Deathly Hallows because there's so much I'd love to change about that book to make it better. Especially, like, the whole, like, the Ron running away thing. Like, I get why they had to do it, but they could have made it better. And, like, there's so much that you could have done to change, and it's just, it's annoying. It's annoying. And then I guess I'll burn Flamecaster, which I don't really have an attachment to that book. So, I guess that's fine. Moving on to number 5. The Half-Blood Prince, which is also fine. Not one of my favorites, but also fine. I do like the bits of Draco we get in this one, because it kind of makes him a fully complex character, because he is a fully complex character. But, like, he's not a good person, but he's also not a bad person. He's a very much in-the-middle person who grew up with a bunch of prejudice and, like, learned that through his parents and what he had to do to survive, basically. And, like, even at the end, when he's deciding to make the big choice on the astronomy tower, he lowers his wand. I don't think he was going to do it. I think he was going to take the offer, as much as I hate the person who gave the offer. Like, he would have been such a good ally. Because he could have been inside the camp. He could have been another Snape, and it would have been good. But no. Gone, which is where, like, the parents go missing and, like, the kids have to work together to survive, basically, like, in the world. And, like, a bunch of them have, like, superpowers, and it's fun. I really liked it. And, like, when you turn, like, I think 14, which created a bunch of, like, 13 and unders are running around, they disappear. And the main character is, like, the book is, like, a lead up to his birthday. So, I think it's good. I really like it. I'll probably read the next one too, because I do like that concept. I think it's really fun. And then Red, White, and Royal Blue. 5-star. It follows the first son of the president and the Prince of Wales. And, like, they get into, like, a fight, and, like, they're, like, enemies, and then they become, like, friends, and then they become lovers, obviously. And it's just, it's cute, fluffy, it's adorable, I love it. I think it was my second or first I don't remember, but it's really, really good. Like, I really, really liked it. It made me really happy, is what it did. And not all the books make me that happy, because I don't read a lot of happy books. I read a lot of, like, trauma and sad books. I mean, there's happy parts in a lot of my books, and, like, they normally have happy endings, but, like, they're not, like, happy almost the entire book, which is, I don't read those types of things often, so it was nice. So I'll reread that one, because it's a 5-star. I think I will rewrite Gone. Because I really liked Gone. I mean, I would probably change, I don't know, maybe the ending. I would make it a little longer so we can get more time to, like, understand it all. But maybe we'll get more in, like, the rest of the series. And that means I'll burn Half-Blood Prince, which I'm not mad about. It's just, I wish there were so many things that were different. But there's not, so. I mean, I still love the series because there's so many memories attached to it. I don't love it as much as I did anymore. Because there's just so many better books. It's just so many. So. Okay. On to round 6. Sea Witch, which is a retelling of The Little Mermaid, but before The Little Mermaid. Like, it tells the tale of how the Sea Witch became the Sea Witch. It follows Evie, I think her name is. I can't particularly remember. I think her name is Evie. And, like, her friends and the 2 princes that she is around and surrounds herself with. There's Eric, and I forget the other one's name. That one, the other one's important. I just can't remember his name. And, like, the return of, like, their friend Anna, who died, like, and drowned. So, like, they're like, oh my gosh, it's Anna. And it's just 2 princes, 2 girls. What do you think happens? And the ending kind of pissed me off a little bit, so. Okay, fine. I'll tell you the ending. It's right after Anna's betrayal happens, because Anna was planning on betraying them the entire time, because she thinks they moved on without her after she died, which, to be fair, you kind of have to. You can't just, let someone live. You can't, like, have someone die and, like, not move on with your life. That's not how it works. And then she, like, reveals the truth that Evie's a witch, and, like, everyone goes witch hunting. Even Eric, who was, like, her love interest the entire book, is like, oh my gosh, it's a witch, let's kill her. And, like, the other prince, like, tells her as she's about to sacrifice herself, tells her that he loves her, which I don't get, because, I thought they were friends the entire book. Like, I didn't get any, like, loveness from him or her. So, it came kind of out of nowhere for me. And then she sacrifices herself, and it's crazy. But I did like the true ending, where, like, the mermaid comes to the Sea Witch and is like, I want to go meet the human prince. And I'm like, ooh, it's why I want to read the next one, because I think I like the next one more. Okay, then we got Divergent, which I hate. I hate this book. I hate it so much, because nothing happens in this book. Nothing actually happens at all. I think the last couple chapters stuff happens, but other than that, nothing happens, and it's kind of boring, and I kind of hate it, which means I am not 100% sure I will continue the series, because I don't know if I want to buy the books. If they're free on my Kindle, I might read them, but other than that, I do not think I will read them, because it was really boring, and I didn't like it. And Kingdom of the Wicked. It follows, what's her name? Is her name also Evie? Amelia. Her name is Amelia. Starts with an E, but not Evie. Her name is Amelia. And she is figuring out who murdered her twin, which I called this one. I called it. Who did it? And, like, she summons a demon, and she summons one of the princes of hell. She summons Wrath. And I'm like, ooh, it's so fun. And he, like, the way they taunt each other, ooh, it's so fun. Him just calling her witch, and her just calling him, like, demon. And it's just, they, like, the way they like each other is just, it's so fun. The ending confused me, but I think I figured it out. I explained it in the video where I talked about this one, which was a little over a year ago. But, I really liked it. It was really fun. Like, really fun. I liked it. So I think I will reread that one. I will rewrite Sea Witch. Maybe make that surprise romance a bit more obvious. And I will burn Divergent, because I hate it so much. Moving on to round 7. King of Wrath, which, the funny thing is, I remember where I was when I read this. I don't remember too much about it, because I think I read 4 books in that week I was there. I was at the beach. I remember that. This is a contemporary romance, one of my firsts. It follows Vivian, I think, and Dante. It's a forced marriage kind of thing, because Vivian's dad has like blackmail on Dante. So they're engaged and they're gonna get married. Of course, Dante is looking away to ruin the entire family, and Vivian doesn't know. So Vivian falls in love, and Dante is like, oh my gosh, I've fallen in love, I can't do this. So they break up, which I get the third act breakup. The third act breakup made sense to me. And they get back together, which was really cute. I liked the way they got back together. And Dante groveled, which he needed to. But, I really liked that. It was good. I didn't hate it. Didn't love it. But it was a good contemporary. So. And then we have Live to Tell the Tale, which is a D&D book that I read, which doesn't really count as a book. So I don't really think I'll probably burn this one. It doesn't really count as a book. I mean, I'll count it because I read it, but it's a lot of tips for D&D, which I love to read those because I'm a new player. I love to watch D&D, but I haven't played in a really long time. I think I've played twice in the past 2.5 years, and I really miss it, but I don't have enough friends to play, so. And not many of my friends are actually interested in it, so I'm on my own, basically. So I like to watch it, and I'd love to play. It's been a while since I've played. And A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is Akhtar, and I loved this one. I also remember where I was when I read this. This was New Year's Eve 2 years ago. I finished, I think, right before the ball dropped. But I still count it as in my next year wrap-up because I read it, technically. Yeah, so everyone knows what Akhtar's about. I don't really have to tell you. Follows Feyre, obviously. She kills a wolf, gets taken to Fae. They fall in love. And then the plot happens. And we meet Rhys, and Rhys is great. I love Rhys. So I will reread this one. I will rewrite King of Wrath and maybe give Dante some more groveling because I think he needed to do some more. And then burn Live to Tell the Tale, which I thought I would anyway because it doesn't really count. So. Moving on to 8. 12. Now this is the novella for the Naturals. It follows them, I think, a couple years after the end of Bad Blood and what they're up to. And it's just, oof, this one's good. They're solving a case involving what they think is kids killing themselves. It's not. And then they're figuring out, and you get backstory as to why this case is important to them, from each of the characters. You get one from Sloane, Michael, Dean, Cassie, Lila, and who's the new one? Serena, I think her name is. Michael's friend from Bad Blood, who was also a natural, that we figured out later. I forget her name, but her. Lights Out, which is a 5-star for me. It follows, what's his name? Allie, and who is this guy? I forget his name. Give me 1 second, because I have his name written down somewhere. I will find it. Josh. His name is Josh. It follows them, and he's a stalker. He stalks her after he figures out that she's a fan of his thirst traps. And he breaks into her house, and it's a dark romance, but it's a very funny, comedic dark romance, and I really liked that. It was very funny. Like him putting on a deeper voice like Batman because he forgot his voice changer, or thinking he's gone blind when his mask covers his eyes. It's just, he's very funny, and I really liked it. And, ooh, this one's gonna be really hard. Foul Lady Fortune, which, as I've said before, I did not plan to like this book. I did not. I thought I wouldn't like it as much as I did, but I loved it. Follows Rosalind and Orion, and like a bunch of other characters too. Like it follows Rosalind's sister, Orion's brother and sister. It follows like a lot of people like in this like family, which is so good. Very Winter Soldiery, which I called the Winter Soldiery stuff. I called it. Oof, it's so good. I really, really loved it. And like it's realistic, like it takes place in Shanghai in like stuff that happened in the real world. And then like there's bits of fantastical elements. Like there's a serum that Rosalind has and Orion has, and they're like working to find like a cure for parts of it because of the Winter Soldier stuff. And I called who Priest was. I so called who Priest was. Trying to think of anything else. I don't think so. But I really, really loved it. If I had to change anything, it would probably make it longer so we can get more. Which means I guess I'll have to burn 12. I mean, it's short, but still, I love the entire series. I don't know how I can burn it. And I'll have to reread Foul Lady Fortune. That's what, as I said, it'd probably just make it longer. And then I would reread Lights Out because it's a 5-star and I love it so much. So there's that. Moving on to number 9. Chamber of Secrets. I don't like this one. This is my second to least favorite of all of them. Like, so much could have been solved if people talked to each other in this one. Like, if Harry told Dumbledore that, like, I am hearing voices in the walls. And we learned that I can speak to snakes. Like, put 2 and 2 together. What do we think Slytherin's monster is now? That Harry can hear it in the walls. He can also speak to snakes. And Slytherin's monster, whose mascot's a snake. What do we think it is? Oh, and spiders are running away. So, what do we think it is? Gotta be a giant snake, right? Could have solved it all. Okay, next is Six of Crows, my favorite. This one's probably going to get reread. I love Six of Crows. I love the found family. I love the heist. I love all of it. I love the romances. Oof, I specifically love the failed romance of Kaz and Injun because there's no way it's going to work. I want it to work so bad, but there's no way it's going to work. And Wayland and Jasper, super cute. And Mina and Matthias, who you don't think should work, but do work. And it's nice. And lastly, Assistant to the Villain, which it follows Evie. Why are there so many Evies? But I also think her name is Evie. And she like runs into the villain. He offers her a job. She takes it and like she starts working as his assistant basically. It's cute. Like you think he's the villain. I mean, he still is the villain. He does villainous things, but he's like doing it for a good cause. And you meet his family and you get like his real name and like you get so much of his trauma and it's just it's so good and I really, really love it. It's really good. So I will burn Chamber of Secrets, which isn't a surprise. I was probably going to burn it anyway because I'm not a huge fan of this one. I will rewrite Assistant to the Villain. I don't know what I would change because I'm probably going to get answers to all my questions in the rest of the series. So I really don't know what I would change. And reread, obviously, Six of Crows. We're getting into my, the year I'll probably reread it. Because I think I first reread it 2 years ago. So I think I'm getting into like around where I will probably reread it. Because I love to reread it every couple years. Because it's my favorite. Maybe I'll reread it before I read Crooked Kingdom. Because as you guys saw a couple weeks ago, I bought Crooked Kingdom, and I don't want to read it because I know what happens, and I don't want to read it. But I will eventually. Okay, moving on to number 10. Illusion of Thieves. This is in like the same arena as King of Wrath, because I was at the beach and I read this one, and I don't remember much of it. Like, I remember that she petitioned for her brother to go free, and then she had to move back with him in like the poor area, and then they planned a heist together with a couple other people, and we figured out like that she had some sort of superpower, which I thought was really interesting. And then that's all I really remember. So, don't remember much. But I do know that I liked it. I don't remember too much about it. Storm of Swords, which is the third in the Song of Ice and Fire. Now, this is where the red wedding happens. It's also where the purple wedding happens, which is my favorite. I love the purple wedding because who dies is the worst, and he deserved it. So, yeah, that one's good. I liked that one so much. And let's see, what else happened in this one? Where are we? Danny gets to Marine, I think. So we get dragon stuff, which is fun. Also her doing what she does in Slaver's Bay, freeing the Unsullied. That one's fun. John becoming Lord Commander, I think this is what happens. I think he becomes Lord Commander at the end. But like, we get the Battle of the Wall, the wildlings. Arya going on her journey through the, where are we? From the Riverlands. With so many different people. Like with Gendry, with the brother without banners, to the Hound, to herself. Sansa being so naive and so... she has the worst life. Because there's this one chapter, it's so sad, where she's getting a new dress because Cersei wanted her to get a new dress and a new wardrobe. And she's like, why am I getting this? It must be for Joffrey's wedding, right? But no, it's for hers, to Tyrion. And it's awful. Because she doesn't see it coming. It's so sad. I hate it so much. And Tyrion going through the Allot, to being demoted, to being suspected of murder, to basically being like, oh, you're going to be dead. And then, boom, escape and shoot a crossbow. But it's just, I think that's most of them. I can't remember too much, but yeah, I like that one. It's my second favorite, I think, of all of the books that are out. And then we have Metal Slinger. If you know Metal Slinger, that I've talked about a couple times, you know I have a beef with it. Because it's supposed to have this crazy, insane plot twist. I called it in like the 5th chapter. And I'm really annoyed. I really, really am. Because it would have been an amazing plot twist if I didn't call it. But I did. And the way they could have fixed it is if they didn't market this as an insane plot twist. If they didn't market it as that, I don't think I would have called it. Because I was expecting a giant plot twist, I was able to call it. Because there was this one throwaway line that they wouldn't have put in unless there was meaning to it. So I attributed that meaning to be the plot twist. So I called it, and I was really annoyed. I'm not going to say it in case people actually want to read it. But like, I hate it. I hate to call it. So, I think I'm going to burn Illusion of Thieves because I can't remember too much about it. I just know I liked it. I just can't remember why. And I will rewrite Metal Slinger to actually fix the plot twist and make it less predictable. Or at least make it better, because Ugh, I hate it so much. It would have been a 5-star if I didn't know the plot twist. I'm so sad. Ugh. And I'm going to reread Storm of Swords. So, there's that. Moving on to 11. The Ultimate RPG Gameplay Guide, which is also a D&D book, which doesn't really count as a book, so I'm not really going to count it. But it gives like advice on how to play D&D and like all that types of stuff. So it's fun. I read it really quickly. It doesn't really count. So I'm probably going to burn that one. Then we've got Freeing Lindenhurst. And I really do enjoy this book. I got this book signed by the author. It follows Alex, who sneaks into like the mental abandoned facility of Lindenhurst and figures out that there's ghosts there and like how to basically set them free. And like there's a lot of like people who don't want that to happen, who want them to just forget whatever happened at Lindenhurst, but like you can't because some bad stuff happened there. And you like meet Mose and Celia, which are great characters. I like them too. The ghosts are fun. I really like the ghosts. But I think that's it. But I really did like this one. It was really fun. It takes place on Halloween, which is my favorite holiday. But there's so much like this book does really well that completely goes awful in the next one. And I hate it so much. I hate that there's so much that changes when this ending was really, really good. Like, I really, really liked this one. I don't like how it changed in the second one. And House of Secrets, which is also a book for younger people, which is fine. And my copy is completely torn apart, which means I probably might get a new copy eventually. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, but my copy is basically destroyed. But I forget the characters' names, but like they get sent into the world of like the books of the author of the house that they're in, and like they have to learn how to basically survive there, and like defeat this witch who's the author was her dad, who doesn't like her. And like they have to be smart, and they have to like work through all these problems with pirates and like monsters and like animals, and that's about it. Oh, and survive. It reminds me of the first Jumanji, like the one that is from the 80s. It reminds me a lot of that one. I don't know why, but it reminds me a lot of that Jumanji. So I really liked it. I can't remember too much about it, but I know I liked it. So I think I will burn the Ultimate RPG Gameplay Guide, which I said I probably would. Rewrite House of Secrets. I don't know what I would change, but like rewrite it because I don't want to burn the next one. And reread Freeing Lindenhurst, which is so good. Because I really do like that one. I think I reread it a couple times already. Not lately, but I have before. And I really like it. So, yeah. Moving on to 12. City of Glass, which is the third in the Shadowhunters series. I really liked this one. I think this one was my favorite of the three because we finally solved the sibling problem. Of course, then there's a new sibling problem. And also, they killed the person I thought who was going to be the big bad for the series. So, not sure where we're going about that. And then they actually killed a kid, which impressive. I always respect an author who kills a kid. But I love, love, love the side characters. Like Simon, Isabel, Alec, Magnus. All the side characters. I love them so much. I don't like Jace and Clary. I think they're really annoying. And you figure out that the reason they're able to do like crazy stuff is because they've got angel blood in them. Of course, the whole part of the story you think, oh no, Jace has demon blood in him. But no. That's the actual son. So, there is that. And then, spoilers, because I have to say it. Clary actually kissed her real brother, which, gross. But this entire time, she was dating Jace, thinking he was her brother, which, really, really gross. Like, at least she didn't know that this guy was her brother. And even when she kissed him, she said it felt wrong, which it should feel wrong. This is your brother. But, like, not when she's kissing Jace, who she thinks is her brother. It doesn't feel wrong. Of course, they weren't dating yet because Jace was like, I want you to be my sister and not my girlfriend, which Clary is like, but like, I want to be your girlfriend, even though we're sisters and sister and brother. I'm like, no, gross. So eventually, like, they get over that, and finally, but it's just gross. Okay, then we got freeing Lindenhurst into the tunnels, which I don't like this one. I really, really don't, because it takes away from the ending of the first one. Like, the ending of the first one shows that Alex was right about Lindenhurst and the ghosts, and in this one, they don't believe him about the ghosts. I'm like, you all saw them. You all saw the ghosts. How do we not believe him now? Or 2, he has an awful relationship with his father now for moving out of the house their mother lived in. But this was Alex's idea. So why are you mad at your father for this? Which I don't get. I really, really don't get. I mean, I guess it's supposed because he's supposed to be like an angry teenager, but like, I don't get it. Like, and we're trying to solve problems that I thought we solved in the first one. Like, all the ghosts should be gone because they went through like the creation that the scientists made in the first one. So they shouldn't be here, but they are. So it's a little annoying that like there's so many problems that I thought we solved in the first one that are just coming back again, which is, it's annoying. I don't like it. And Order of the Phoenix, which I also hate. I also hate Order of the Phoenix. I hate it so much because so much of this story could have been solved if people talked to each other. The absolute limit on when Dumbledore should have told Harry about the prophecy should have been when Voldemort came back. He should have told him right after the Triwizard Tournament. He should have told him. But no, he didn't. He waited an entire other year until something tragic happened. And if he told him, I don't think this tragic event would have happened. I really don't. But he was scared that Voldemort was going to possess Harry, which, based on what Dumbledore knows, I think he should have known that Voldemort shouldn't have been able to possess Harry. Or that he was even aware that there was a link available at all. Because he wasn't. Voldemort wasn't aware of that link until the attack on Arthur Weasley. He was not aware. Which means they had months where they could have had a conversation. But no, there's no conversation. That's why I hate him so much. And like, it causes my favorite character to go away. I'm not going to say what happens because my sister watches these. But like, it's annoying is what it is. Like, that wouldn't have happened if they talked to each other. And him being like, I'm having dreams about the Department of Mysteries. Dumbledore, if he told Dumbledore a single thing about having visions about the Department of Mysteries, Dumbledore would have told him. Because that's what the prophecy is. That's what Voldemort wants. So it's just, it irks me so much. And also Umbridge is in this book, which doesn't help because she's the worst. I hate it so much. So that one's getting burned, obviously, because I've talked way too much about how much I hate it. That one's burning. When you calm down. Oh, that frustrates me so much. Then Into the Tunnels I will rewrite and fix the problems. And that means I will reread City of Glass, which I'm fine with because it was a good book. just don't like sibling stuff. Now moving on to 13. City of Ashes, which is the second book in the Shadowhunters. And this is where, like, the weird sibling stuff happens. Because at the end of the first book, they figure out that they're siblings. And then they spent the entire book flirting with each other, doing all stuff like couples do. But they shouldn't, because they think they're siblings. So it's annoying. It's also when Simon turns into a vampire, which is fun. I like it when he turns into a vampire. And there's so much stuff that happens around that sort of thing, which is fun. I like that. Let's see what else happens. Let's see. Oh, we figure out there's something different about Clary and Jace because they're able to do stuff. And, like, the Inquisitor, who becomes a very important character later, and, like, her connection to Jace. That's really important. And I liked that one. Next we have Daughter of the Pirate King. I like this one, as I said before. It follows Alavosa and, like, her doing the sort of mission to figure out all sorts of, like, problems and, like, missions that her father sent her on to get, like, these scrolls that lead to the island that has, like, all the treasure. And, like, so she's, like, playing a part with Ridden and his brother, and she falls in love with Ridden, which is nice. I like that relationship. And then she gets captured at the end, and, like, she has to save herself and Ridden, and it's just, it's good. And, like, it gives you the first hint on how Ridden is able to anchor her, which I really like. Then we have City in Glass, which I'm not a huge fan of. I'm really not. It follows an angel and a demon. The demon curses the angel, so the angel is stuck on Earth. And, like, it follows them, like, over centuries of, like, this city. And it's just, I don't really like it. Like, I got it at the end. It's just, I didn't really like it. It's short. It's only, like, I think 200 pages. But, like, I didn't really like it. So I think I'm going to burn that one. And Reread City of Ashes for the whole sibling thing, because I don't like it. I think it's annoying. And Reread Daughter of the Pirate King, because I really like that one. Okay, moving on to 14. The One That Got Away with Murder. I love this one. It has Robbie Cressman, one of my favorite characters, who is so caring, so cute, so adorable. And Lauren, who moves to this new city with her mother and her mother's boyfriend. And they're, like, trying to solve the murder of the Cressmont brothers' girlfriends, who everyone thinks they murdered, but they didn't. But everyone thinks they did. And it follows, like, them trying to solve this, which is, it's so fun. I love it. This is the one I couldn't remember if I could remember who did it. Either this one or the Girl's Guide to Murder. I didn't call one of them. I don't remember which one. I think I might have called this one, because I can remember very clearly who did it. So I think maybe I might have called this one. I didn't call the other one. But I really like it. This one was really good. It introduced me to one of my favorite characters ever, Robbie Cressman. So, I don't know. It was really good. Then we've got The Mighty Nine, The Nine Eyes of Lucian, which, if you've watched the campaign, which I have, is just, oof, it's so, so good. Especially at the end when, like, you get, like, the flashes of the memory and, like, how Molly is inside him still fighting. It's just, it's good. And, like, you get the whole backstory of Lucian, which, it's good, too. And, like, you understand the Tomb Takers and, like, what they're doing and the Nonagon and the Subnovum. And it's just, it's so good. And you realize what all the eyes mean. And just, like, if they failed, like if the Mighty Nine failed, oof, we were going to be having some problems with the Sum Novum and the Nonagon. It would have been crazy. And also them killing Vesta Ragna, which also kind of deserved, but... And then we have The Hobbit, which follows Bilbo Baggins and him going on the journey to the dwarf city to defeat Smaug and, like, reclaim it for the dwarves and Thorin. And it's good. I liked it. It was a little boring around some points, but otherwise I actually really, really liked it. It was really, really good. The journey was fun. The songs are fun. Thorin is a good character. He's a very, like, interesting character because parts of him you don't really understand, and parts of him you really truly understand because he wants his home, but his home is being claimed by a dragon, and then he sort of gets the dwarfen greed that happens, and, like, he tries to claim it for himself, then he realizes, oh, I'm in the wrong, so he tries to fix it himself and ends up with him dead, and it's just, ugh. And Ophelia and Keely, I love them, I love those dwarfs, they end up dead too, which is annoying. It's just, oh, it's good. I really like it. And also the conversation that Bilbo has with the dragon, it's fun. I love the conversation he has with the dragon. Because the dragon just thinks he's better than everyone else, but he's not. The dragon's not better than anyone else. He just thinks he is, and it's funny because Bilbo is able to out-talk him. And also we meet Gollum, who is my favorite character. I love Gollum. He's my favorite. I can't wait to read The Lord of the Rings because he's in The Lord of the Rings, and he's my favorite. And we'd also in The Lord of the Rings we'd meet Smeagol, who's also Gollum. So it's like Smeagol and Gollum. They're my favorites. I love them so much. So we'll get there eventually, but he's my favorite. But I like all these ones, so I don't know which one I'm gonna do. I think I'll burn The Hobbit because I liked the book. I did. But it was a little boring at points, and I like the other books better. And I think I'll rewrite The Nine Eyes of Lucian. I don't know what I would change. Maybe some more of Molly's attributes, maybe. Because Molly's still a part of him. I'd like to see, like, bits of that, maybe. And then I would reread The One That Got Away with Murder. Because I love that book, and Robbie's in it, and he's my favorite, so I love it way too much to, like, actually let it go, and Robbie is just my favorite. Moving on to 15. The Starless Crown, which follows Nyx Canth, the thief, I forget his name, the other prince, Gareth, probably some others I can't remember, but, like, it follows all of them on their journey to figure out, I kind of forget what they were doing. Well, I know Nyx and Canth were, like, running because they were being attacked. I think they're trying to stop a war, obviously, I think. And we realize that Canth is the good guy, and his brother is the bad guy. And it's just, ooh, it's so good. Especially with, like, princes and brothers. Oof, that one's fun. And, like, all these things, like, Nyx having, like, powers, who was blind, and then now she can see, and, like, the bats being, like, her brother, and it's just, ooh, it's good. And, like, the crazy thing that happens with her brothers, her, like, adoptive brothers, that one's crazy. And, like, she meeting her real father, who she doesn't really like. That one's fun. And there's a couple books in the series, so I'm probably going to read them eventually. I just haven't gotten there yet. Then we have Stealing Embers, which follows this girl. I forget her name. I think her name is Evelyn. And she's like, oh, you're a Nephilim. You're, like, a half an angel. So they take her to, like, this academy Like, she learns how to use her abilities and realizes that she's like this mega, mega powerful angel. She meets Steel and his family, and there's three sets of twins. Like, there's the younger two, which I really like. I love the younger two. They've got the two middle ones, who are both boys, and they've got Steel and his twin sister, who is missing, and everyone thinks she's dead. Surprise, she's not. She's one of the bad guys. It reminds me of Venom from Fourth Wing. Like, it reminds me of that. But, like, it's sort of like a possession, except it seems kind of consensual. And, like, it gives you more power and stuff, so not many people do it. And, like, it ends up normally in their deaths. So it's like... And apparently she's very important. So I don't know. And, like, Steel saying he is in love with her, I don't get. And him having dreams about her, also don't get. And, like, there's so much in this book that I don't get. Like, it's tropey. It's kind of cheesy. But it's not like Crave where it's, like, a fun cheesy. It's, like, cheesy because it is. And, like, there are parts of it that were good. Like, I totally called the sister being alive. But, like, there's just so much I'm like, I don't know if I like this. So, there is that. But, like, my copy of this book is really pretty, so I'm not going to throw it away anytime soon, but, like, I don't know. And then we have Gilded. All of these books I don't particularly like, which is really annoying. But Gilded follows Serelda, and she's, like, the child of, not really, but, like, gifted from one of the gods. Hers is notoriously the trickster god. Eventually he becomes the god of stories, which I love. I love the whole sort of, like, trickster mischief god becomes the god of stories. It's one of my favorite things because I just love that. And, like, she lies to one of, like, these really powerful like, kind of demon things, and, like, he takes her and she starts spinning straws to gold because that's what she says she can do. And she meets Gild, who's this ghost in this castle. And he does it for her in exchange for, like, at first it's a necklace, and then it's a ring, and then eventually she offers her firstborn child. And then they sleep together because they've fallen in love over the course of, like, these couple months that they've been together. So it's a little annoying. I mean, I get why they had to do it, because the firstborn child lying has to happen because it's a retelling of Rumpelstiltskin. So that lying has to happen. And it being his kid makes a lot more sense because he's not going to just take a random kid. But if it's his kid, technically he does have a claim to it, even if he had a magical claim to it as well. So it's just like, I guess, it's kind of annoying. And also they kill kids in this one, so I kind of respect that. But, like, they're also not dead. They're, like, ghosts, which, fine. But, like, come on. And, like, her being able to change the world because of her stories is just, I liked that part. But, like, otherwise, I don't like the pregnancy thing. I don't like so much of that stuff. So it's, like, it's annoying, but I kind of get why it had to happen because it's a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. That kind of has to happen. But I still think I'll burn that one. I'll burn Gilded. I will rewrite Stealing Embers, make it less predictable. And then I will reread The Starless Crown because I don't remember much of it. I remember a little bit. I just don't remember much. So I would like to reread it to understand it a bit more. Now 16. And there's one more after this one. Dragon's Keep, which follows Rosalind, who has, like, this dragon's claw because of a deal her mother made when she was pregnant in order to get a kid. And then she gets kidnapped by a dragon and, like, basically becomes, like, the caretaker of the dragon and his kids. And eventually she, like, finds a way home after the dragon basically sets her free. And she has to, like, prove that she's who she says she is. And, like, there's a tiny bit of romance. Not really. It's fine. I don't remember too much about it. It's a short book. I think it's only, like, 300-ish pages. It's good. I liked it. It's just, I don't remember too much of it. I like the dragon stuff. I remember the dragon stuff very clearly. And the stuff in the river with one of the other dragons. And, like, if a dragon cries, it dies. And him, like, wondering why you would save a dragon. She's like, because I can, not because it's wrong. Like, I should save a dragon because they're still creatures. They're still intelligent things that deserve the right to live. Which is, it's so good. Then we have A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, a hedge knight, which I've talked about the book, I've talked about the show. I like the book a lot. It's good. I like following Egg and Duncan. I like following them. It got me back into like sort of like a Game of Thrones, I don't know what to call it, but like a Game of Thrones sort of headspace for a bit. So I was following that. That was fun. But I like I love the Targaryens. I just think they're so fun because they're all crazy, but like they're not like all super super crazy like how Aerys was. They're all just like magic crazy because they're Targaryens and think they're above everyone else. So like I really like that. They're so fun. And you get to meet like 7 Targaryens in that, and like the surprise of with the helm coming off and his head splitting is just oof. I would have called it if I was paying attention, because I read this book like really really fast because it's like I think 200 pages. I finished it like real fast, so I don't really know if like so I would have called if I was like actually paying attention, but I wasn't, so I liked it. It was kind of surprising. Then we have The Prisoner of Azkaban, which is one of my favorites. There's still stuff I would love to change about this book because there's still so much I would like to change. I'd love more Marauder stuff. I love the Marauders, and also this could have been solved if Sirius actually talked to people instead of saying like, "Oh, I did it." I'm like, "No, you didn't, Sirius. Come on." Oh, and like that split second where like you know they're dead. But like that split second, we're like, could all 4 Marauders still be alive? Like you and Harry have that same thought, and it's just it's so sad when like you like break it because like it's not true, but like still, it's and Padfoot and Moony, my favorites. I love them so much. It's why I believe in Wolfstar, because there's no way they weren't in a relationship at some point. They are way too close for that. Like yeah, they're best friends, but like come on, like we can read the subtext, right? So I think I would reread that one. I would rewrite The Hedge Knight, give me more Targaryens, and I would burn Dragon's Keep. I don't remember too much of it, so that sort of helps. But yeah, moving on to the last one. These are the last 3. Wow, this video is getting long. The Demon King, which I talked about before. It follows Rhaesa and Cuffs. And Cuffs is like a thief who's learning how to survive, like, ethically and, like, not stealing things. Because he's sort of been like, I'm not going to be in charge of, like, this group anymore. And then we meet Rhaesa, who's the princess, who just got back from, like, her time where her father was from, which is, like, from like the tribes, so she was living there for a bit. And she comes back and realizes, the magic is way too in league with the crown, which it shouldn't be. Like the crown should have a magician, but the queen should not be like enticed by it. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening with her mom. Like her mom betrothed her to Micah, who is the magician's son, and Micah reminds me quite a bit of Draco Malfoy. Because he has learned prejudice. He's doing things he doesn't want to. And it seems like he'd much rather be doing other things. But he can't because he has to listen to his father and so many other things. Like, he reminds me quite a bit of Draco Malfoy. And I think he'll probably either turn good or completely turn bad. And I'm okay with either. And Rhaesa and Cuffs meet each other. And, like, I don't think Cuffs completely knows that she's a princess. But the princess knows that she is Cuffs. So that's fun. And like Cuffs realizing he has magic, and the reason like he can't use it is because he has like the magical cuffs on, and he's like the reincarnation of like the Demon King, and like we learn that story, which is really fun. So I really like this one. It's fun. Then we have One of Us is Lying. Also a really fun book. It follows Addie, Brian, Nate, and Cooper, who were all in detention one day, and Simon dies, the other guy who was in detention with them. And he's the one that, like, pretty much anyone would want dead because he follows rumors. He's the one who, like, publishes rumors. And he was about to publish rumors on all 4 of them the next day. And suddenly he turns out dead. Like, he was going to promote that Brian was cheating, that Nate is on probation, which I don't think anyone's really surprised by that, but somehow he's the one who gets completely suspected. I'm like, he's not hiding he's on probation, yet he's the one who gets completely suspected on everyone else. Addie cheated on her boyfriend, which her boyfriend's an asshole, so kind of deserved. And Cooper is using drugs to enhance his baseball. I think it's baseball, at least. His skills. That one actually is a lie. The one Simon was going to tell was that he's gay and has a boyfriend, which his family wouldn't accept. So, there is that. But we find out Simon's partner didn't want that published because Cooper's his friend. And we figure out it's Addie's boyfriend who is awful and tried to kill her. Oh, I hate it so much. And Nate and Bryowan's relationship, it's so adorable. And it's bad boy, smart girl. It's just, I really like it. And Nate, like, trying to break up with her so many times because he's like, I'm not good enough for her. And her being like, but I want you. And then breaking up so many times. It's just, I hope they stay together. I really hope they stay together because it's all really needed. I really like this book. It was good. And the last one is Lightlark, which follows Isla, and, like, she's doing this competition in order to break the curses. I called this one. I called who the bad guy was. And I don't like the love triangle. So I don't know if I'm going to continue the series because I know the love triangle is completely drawn out. And I like Grimm. I like him. I don't like Oro. I don't understand where that romance came from. It seemed to come out of nowhere for me. So I don't get it. But I so called Celeste being, the bad person. But the magic is fun. Grimm erasing her memories about their relationship. Don't get why, but okay. There's so much in here which I just don't get. Like, it sort of, a lot of it sort of came too fast and out of nowhere, which didn't help because I was confused. So, it's a little annoying. But, yeah, so I think I'll burn that one. I'll burn Lightlark. I will rewrite the Demon King to give us, like, more stories about the Demon King, which we probably might get because it's a series, so we might get more. And then reread One of Us is Lying because I really like that one, and I love the romance between Bryan and Nate. It's so fun, and I really liked that one. It was really, really good, and it felt raw and real and almost gave me a panic attack, which should mean I hate it, but I loved it because it felt real. Like, there were so many issues in that book that I've met people who have gone through those same issues. So it's like, yeah, it felt real because a lot of these things happen. So I liked that. But if you liked this, even though it was longer than most of my videos, if you liked this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, everyone.